Hello all, a warm welcome to all of you in the fifth session of Chess with Gaurav Bakliwal Season 2. I am Arav Jam from Mumbai in India. It's my privilege and honor to be a volunteer for today's session. Today's game was played at the American Chess Congress between Showalter and Gossip at New York in 1889. After that, Gaurav sir will show us an amazing move of the day which was played by Nezmetdinov in 1958. So without wasting any more time, I would like to invite our own Gaurav sir to take the session forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Arav. It was a nice introduction, nice anchoring to begin with. And good evening, audience. Good evening so much. It's my pleasure to take this fifth session. देखते ही देखते वक्त कैसे चला जाता है, एक महीना भी निकल गया है, and of season 2, and we want to take it forward as we discussed till 24 sessions, and with your love and encouragement, here we are again. Now, dear friends, about today's game, you might not have heard the name of the players, but let me tell you, you will enjoy the game. Yes, of course. Good evening to Sharvi. Good evening, audience. You can always write in chat, and I can interact with you directly. Now, today's game is a very attacking game, and I'm sure you guys will like it. Although you might not have heard the name of the players, but I found this game somehow and I enjoyed this very much. So Anant is with us. Okay, hi Anant. Good evening, Shreya. Good evening, Arjun. Okay, now let's try and see the today's game. And let's see. Okay. Now today's game, as I told you, right. So it's a very interesting game. The name of the players is Showalter versus Gossip. Now these are very low level, low rated kind of players. You might not have heard about them. This game was played in 1889 and it was a very strong tournament which was called as American Congress, strong tournament. So it used to be a double round robin tournament in America, and Showalter was American champion for 5 times, 6 times, and he was a very strong American chess player. Whereas Gossip was earlier from UK and then later on he shifted to America as well. And it's a very interesting game, Showalter versus Gossip. So if I can tell you a little bit more about these players, Gossip was used to be called as the player of golden spoonist. What is golden spoonist? So golden spoon is something when a person used to come last in the tournament. Various tournaments he used to finish last. आखिरी में आता था ये. तो इतना ज्यादा टूर्नामेंटों में लास्ट आता था कि इसको बोलते थे यू आर अ प्लेयर ऑफ किंग ऑफ गोल्डन स्पूनिस्ट. कमिंग टू शोवाल्टर, उसका जो पर्सनैलिटी था, एज अनंत इज आस्किंग मी कि आप थोड़ा हिंदी में भी बोलिए बीच बीच में. ही इज अ वेरी नाइस चाइल्ड, ही इज वेरी यंग एंड वेरी गुड चेस प्लेयर अनंत. नाउ शोवाल्टर जो था वो, उसकी आप अगर गूगल विकिपीडिया पे फोटो देखेंगे तो उसकी मूंछ एकदम अजीब सी है, पीछे उसने एक पोनी टेल भी बनाई हुई है. तो he was called as Kentucky Lion. उसको nickname था उसका Kentucky Lion. Anyway, so this game is Showalter versus Gossip, and I think I must flip the board because we want to see the game based on the black's perspective. Now this game is Gossip is black, and I'm sure most of the children here love gossiping. So this is Gossip, a game by Gossip. Okay, let's see the game, how it went. E4 was played by white here. And after E5, knight to F3, knight C6, D4, pawn into, knight into, knight F6. Which opening is this, audience? Can you please write very fast? What is this opening? E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, D4, ED4. Scotch. Yes, of course. Well done. Scotch opening. Well done. Scotch. So a lot of you have written Scotch, and you are right. Scotch is opening as well. And after knight to f6, there are various options. One of the move can be knight to c3. In that case, bishop b4 is a good idea. But then the most popular move is knight into c6, which was played by white here. And of course, you have to capture by the b pawn, my dear friends. Please don't capture by the d pawn. Otherwise, the queen into queen might happen, and then the black might lose the idea of castling. And also, the pawn structure will be completely on the queen side, 4 versus 3, whereas white will have 4 versus 3 here, which is very clear majority. But here it is double pawn. So it is always advisable to capture by the b pawn. Now, e5 is one of the move here. E5. Very standard move e5. I have played with black various times, and on e5 the game might continue queen e7 and then queen to e2 and then knight to d5 and then c4 and then bishop a6. It's a very popular line. Now there are various options with white as well as black. Triple O, g6, bg7, all these are ideas here. So coming back to the game, here white played the move bishop d3, which is also a correct move, no doubt about it. One of the popular moves, e5 and bishop d3, both are equally correct here, no problem. And now black played a very simple, very theoretical move, which is played here, which is pawn to d5. No problem here. So now the correct idea is to play pawn into pawn here. This is the correct move. So after pawn into pawn, there are various options with white. He can play bishop to b5 check, bishop d7, bishop into queen into castle, bishop to e7, and knight d2, which is a fairly equal position. Fairly equal position is this. The second option you can have here is castle. And after castle, you can have bishop to e7, c4, d4, bishop to g5, castle, and knight d2, which is again fairly equal position for both. But in the game, coming back, in the game, if you see, e into d5 was not played in this position, which is a very fairly straightforward move. But white played the first weak move of the game, pawn to e5. This is not a good idea, let me tell you. This is not a good move. And now the audience turn has come, So let us start with a poll, first poll of today. And in this position, what is the best move of black? So if you can answer A, queen e7, B, knight to g4, C, knight d7, or is it D, knight e4? Yes, guys, please participate. Arav, what do you think? What is the best move of black in this position? A, queen e7, B, knight g4, C, knight to d7, or is it D, knight e4? I am speaking the options to help the YouTube viewers as well. Arav, are you there? Yes. What do you think is the move, Arav, according to
Sir,
you?
I think the move is queen e7.
Queen e7. Okay. So 33% have answered queen e7. 33% have answered knight to g4. And 33% have answered knight to d7. Nobody is saying knight e4. So we have got Vedant Kale also here. Queen e7 is told by him as well. Okay. So let's see the answer. Now, Arav, in this position, queen e7 is not a good move. I'll tell you why. Because now he has no problem in queen e2. Earlier, the bishop was on f1. So the bishop's mobility was stopped by the white queen. But now black's bishop mobility will be stopped by the black queen. So this is not correct right now. Earlier they were both of the same type. So no problem. So the correct move here, which is giving advantage to black immediately, is the move knight g4. This is a very good move. It not only attacks the pawn on e5, it gets the knight on a good square. Maybe we can target f2 at some point. Maybe the queen can come to h4 as well, you know. So knight g4 is a very, very good move. So Sharvi is asking, what's the problem in knight d7? So there is no problem actually. Knight d7 is also playable. But of course, knight g4 is much better. You are not blocking your own bishop. White will, as it is, play f4 maybe after castle sometime. Because as it is right now, I'll tell you what happened in the game. Castle is the correct move which was played by white. Now don't capture knight e5. You know, this is a bad move here. Please don't do that. You should never capture a pawn in the center in the opening, especially when you have not done castling. Please understand. Something or the other will certainly happen. And in this case, it is not difficult to find. So after rook e1, what will you what will you do now? Rook e1. Simple, your piece is pinned on the king file, e file. What will you do in this position? If you play f6, well, he will not play f4, but he will simply play queen h5 check. Is it all over or not? Ara, what do you think?
Yes, sir.
Because after g6, can you find the move, Ara? Very easy.
Sir, bishop into
Bishop
g6.
g6. Well done. Because this knight is still pin. In pin, safety pin. And now after pawn into bishop, queen into rook. Don't take this pawn. I am not interested in pawn. Queen into rook. Finish. So coming back to this position, my dear friends, knight e5 is of course not to be played. But the move played is bishop to c5, which is a very nice move. Getting the bishop out, developing a piece, and ready to castle, or maybe not. For all you know, he might castle, he might not castle. Now, white has already castled. So that means he has already opened his cards. But look at black, he has not castled. And there is all the possibility of king side attack. There is all the possibilities open. So in this position, knight d2 is a very good option. He should have played, white should have played with the idea of knight to f3. Wow, what a nice square for the knight. So the game might proceed queen to h4, knight to f3, knight into f2. Can you believe these moves? Knight into queen is a discovered check, king h1, and again knight f2. So it's a very good position for black. So in the game, what happened? If you see the game position, in this position, instead of knight to d2, bishop f4 was played by white here. Bishop f4. And it's not a correct move here. Mistake number 2 of the game. Minor mistake number 2. Although this game, black also played lot of bad moves, but still this game is amazing because the way he played later on after 2-3 mistakes is just commendable. So bishop f4. Now black has got a very good move, and of course I will give you another poll. Well, what is the best move for black? Again, you have got 4 options: A g5, B castle, C queen to e7, or is it D bishop e6? What is the best move of black here? G5, castle, queen e7, bishop e6. 4 options. Come on, guys, please participate fast. What's the best move of black? I gave you some hints as well. You should answer it. I gave you some hints as well. Bishop f4 is not a nice move because the only idea is that it is inviting, वो हमें बुला रहा है attack के लिए, and black must respond. So 44% people are saying g5, 44% bishop e6, 11% are castle, and 0% are saying queen e7. Nice audience today. Okay, so now bishop e6 is no doubt, it can be a good idea, why not? Queen e7 is, of course, I don't like this move. I mean, as it is, I never want to capture it on the e file. So what's the idea of queen e7? Castle can be a good idea, but then after h3, knight f6 cannot come, and after knight h6, bishop h6, gh6, it is amounting to, I mean, you are giving double pawn and weaknesses on the king side. With the bishop alive on h7 and h6 pawn is also weak, it's very bad. So obviously the only move remaining which was played by black, a very good move, is g5. Some of you might not like it, but trust me, it's a very good move with the support of queen, and I have made my intentions very clear that I want to play on the king side. I want to attack this king over here. Now one more idea of g5 after bishop to d2 which was played in the game. Even if you play bishop g3, I mean, it will allow h5. I'll just tell you in a while. The main idea of g5, my dear friend, is that this particular e5 pawn, now I can capture without any problem. I need not fear rook e1 and f4. I need not fear because f4 is stopped by g5. So my piece will not be trapped on e5 square. Are you guys understanding? Yes, you can write in chat, guys. Please interact. So g5 was played over here, and after g5, yes, okay, Rimjim, Arjun, Anand, Sharvi, thank you so much. Well done. Now bishop to g3, if you play here, bishop to g3, then it is again not a very good move because you are inviting for h5. I mean, black is like, he doesn't want a second invitation. उसको कोई जरूरत थोड़ी है attack करने की. So after h3, h4, bishop to h2, knight into and king into, it's a very, very good position for black. Although there is no clear win right now, but it is definitely a good position for black. No doubt about it. So coming back to the game, bishop d2 was played over here, and after knight into e5, rook to e1, queen e7 was played. There is no problem of f4. There is no problem. This g5 pawn is doing a good job. So now there are various options with white. One of them can be queen h5, and idea is attacking on g5, and after h6. Please don't play bishop g5. Please, I request you. You might be tempted to play bishop g5, thinking that if h into g5, then queen to h8 check and queen into knight as well. This queen is so very hungry, कुछ खाया नहीं इन्होंने 2-3 दिन से, तो अभी यहाँ पूरा हाथी खा गई और यहाँ घोड़ा खा जाएगी. But of course, it's a very bad move, and I'm sure the audience can spot the move here. What's the best move of black? Can you write in chat? Very easy. Queen g5 is very bad because of rook e5. Well. X-ray attack. Queen g5 सबने लिखा है. Oh my God. Arav, Vedant Kale. So many people have written queen g5. Very bad move. Very bad. वो rook से e5 मारेगा. X-ray attack. और queen पिट गया. The correct move is written by Ojal. The correct move is written by Anant also, Arjun also. And the move is knight f3. So easy move. Why are you not writing it? Yeah, so easy. There is a check and there is a discover attack on the rook on e1. Look, the white has not taken out knight and the rooks are not connected. And he is moving the same piece 3 times. Bishop f4, bishop d2, bishop g5. The basic opening errors, moving the same piece again and again. Yes, guys, does it make sense to you? Knight f3, amazing move. Clear, all of you. It's winning for black now. So coming back to the game, after queen to e7, queen h5 is not good. Then there can be idea of b4 here. which is a good move actually. You should at once, the moment you try, please deflect the bishop from this important square and this diagonal. So now the bishop has to make a choice whether to go to d6 or to go to b6. d6 is of course preferable, trying to safeguard the knight on c3, but then after c4, it is almost equal position. White is doing very well actually. Now knight c3 will also come in, the pawns are moved, the king is in the center. So it's white is doing very well here. But in the game, let's see what happened. Why not bishop b4? Okay, so if you play b4, bishop b4, your knight at e5 is hanging, you know. The queen is overloaded. It has to protect at e5 as well. Okay, so in this position, knight c3 was played in the game, which is okay. You are taking out a piece and developing a piece. No problem so far. Now comes first error of black. Computer says that, although I don't agree, but computer says that here castle is a good move and black is doing very well with good position of black. I personally, I don't think I'll ever castle after playing g5. Anyways, so after knight c3, bishop to d7 was played in the game, which is okay according to me. I personally also want to go triple O, which is what he's planning to do. So after bishop to d7, the good move was knight a4, which was missed by white. And after knight a4, I have seen this game and played this many times. White is definitely doing very well. Wherever you play bishop d6 or b6, c4, and it's a clear plus position for white. So if you do castling, he is ready with b4 and rook c1 and queen b3 and so on. So c4 is really good for white now. But in the game, coming back, queen to h5 was played here. Queen to h5. So can you please write in chat now what is the good move of black? Queen h5. h6 is written by Anand. h6. Mind you, now the knight is not on b1, so the rook is support on e1 has come in. So now he can play bishop g5, my dear audience. You have to understand. Please understand. f6. Oh my God, Arjun, only Rajnikant can play f6. Nobody in the world can play the f6. Even if I want to play, the computer does not allow me. Why? It's pin. Well done, Arjun. It's pin. Yes. So f6 is not possible. h6 is very bad move because bishop g5 and black must resign in this position. Now knight f3 does not work. The rook supports the rook. So coming back to this position, queen h5, what is the good move? Bishop to g4. Bishop g4, he will simply capture queen into g5. Triple O is rode by Anant. Oh my God, has he seen the game? Can you believe? First good move of black, making the intentions very clear, and triple O is played over here. So white took the pawn. 1 second, this is slip of the mouse. Well, bishop into pawn was played here. And now, of course, there is a one simple move which I am sure all the audience will write in a fraction of a second. He is attacking your queen as well as the rook. Yes, of course. Well done, audience. Well done, Arjun Ojal and Kale. Well done. F6 is the move. Sharvi, well done. Anuj Chomal is also with us. Hi, Anuj. How are you? F6 is the move. Well done. So bishop h4 was played here, which is okay, not a problem. And now queen g7 trying to attack on g2 after rook to g8, and queen to g7 is played over here. So this position is a very interesting position, and the computer suggests a move bishop f5, which is making things equal for white and black. And after rook to g8, bishop to d7, queen d7, bishop g3, bishop d6, and rook d1, it's almost equal position, almost equal game. Now coming back to the game, another mistake happened from white, and he played bishop a6 check. It's too ambitious move, and we think that the bishop can probably do something. Somehow the queen can come on the b file and something might happen. But trust me, now your bishop is completely out of the game, and it will take long time, or maybe at least even if you come back, you will take another move, and black has as it is to play king b8 as it is. So this is not a good move actually. Bishop a6 check. Okay, so bishop g3 was played here. Now there is an error from black side. The correct move is bishop g4 as suggested by Vedant earlier. And after queen to h4 and pawn h5, it's a very good position for black over here. Very nice position. So bishop g3, rook g8, but black played here, which is not the best move actually. Rook g8. But that's okay. Now the correct move of white should have been knight to a4, but then he played queen d1. Now the idea of queen d1 will become clearer after a one move. Maybe he wants to play queen b1 and then b4, b5, but it's too slow. You are going away from your king. Already the g file is with black. h5, h4 can be a potential danger. This bishop is already eyeing f2 square. So many things. No, f5 is not correct because the knight will be hanging and he will capture by the rook, not with the bishop. So it's not a good idea. Now black did the second mistake of the game, and correct move here is h5, after which computer gives huge advantage to black. So after knight a4, bishop f2. Wow, what a nice move. What a nice move. You can't capture by the bishop because queen g2 is a checkmate. And after king f2, h4, this bishop is again going to fall with attack possibilities, attacking ideas of black. So here, black did a mistake here. h5 should have been played. I don't know what made black play this move. He played knight to g4. So this game is analyzed and annotated by the world champion Stinitz, the first official world champion. And that time, all these people were friends, Stinitz, Showalter, they were very good friends. And Gossip was a newcomer from England. So he was also participant in that National Congress, which was a double round robin tournament. So this game is analyzed, annotated by Stinitz. And he says, I am just quoting him, he says, black waste time here. He could have at once proceeded with bishop g4 followed by h5 with the same attack as he institutes 2 moves later. Black waste time here. So according to Stinitz, bishop g4 and h5 still should have been played. And according to computer, h5 is the correct move here without bishop g4. Okay, so coming to this game now. Now somehow Showalter realized that this bishop is not doing anything over here. And there is nothing probably I can get in b4. And it is time to get the bishop to defense. And he played bishop f1. Idea is to protect g2 once and for all. And after this, as he took the piece back, black also realized, which is Mr. Gossip, he also realized that knight g4 I played is a very bad move. This knight is actually not doing anything in the world out here. So again he played knight e5. He said कि तुम अगर पीस वापस ले सकते हो तो हम भी तो ले सकते हैं, तो तुमने चला हम भी वापस आ जाएंगे, इसमें क्या हुआ, knight e5. So this gives, now I'll tell you chess psychology. I have read a book, Chess Psychology as well, Psychology of Psychology in Chess, amazing book. It says that जब भी तुम कोई एक चाल चल के वापस चलती हो तो सामने वाला जो है टूर्नामेंट में जो तुम्हारा ओपोनेंट है उसको ऐसी एक फीलिंग आएगी कि उसकी पोजीशन बहुत अच्छी है, यार तभी सामने वाले ने ये दोबारा खेल रहे हो, मतलब मेरी बहुत बढ़िया बाजी है, समथिंग लाइक दैट साइकोलॉजी। तो इन दैट साइकोलॉजिकल स्टेट ऑफ माइंड ही माइट बी कंप्लासेंट, यू नो, उसके दिमाग में कंप्लासेंसी आ जाएगी और वो अचानक से कोई ऐसी गंदी चाल चलेगा क्योंकि उसको लगेगा कि मेरी पोजीशन बहुत बढ़िया है, तभी ओपोनेंट को ज्यादा कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा। So anyways, this is about psychology. Although Mr. Gossip, I am sure, did not have all this in his mind. Complacent का मतलब होता है complacent मतलब easy हो जाना, you know, हम जीत रहे हैं ऐसा लग रहा है, आप तो जीत गए हम। Complacent, over confidence, easy हो जाना, फिर गलतियां कर देना, something like that. आरव सही बताया क्या मैंने? Complacent मतलब
हाँ सर,
पता था
सर
क्या
मुझे
तुम्हें?
भी नहीं पता था, मैं तो ऐसे ही
अच्छा,
बोल रहा हूँ।
कंप्लासेंट मतलब होता है इजी हो जाना, ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस आना, अपने को लगता है अपन तो कर ही लेंगे यार, क्या है, समथिंग लाइक दैट। कंप्लासेंट स्पेलिंग है कंप्लासेंट, COMPLACENT, राइट। तो इन दिस पोजीशन बी नाइट A4 वो बार बार मिस कर रहा है, जो उसको करना चाहिए था, बिशप को इस डायगोनल से हटाना ही चाहिए था, बिशप B6 आएगा तो मार ही दो, एंड नाउ ही प्लेड द मूव B4। अब इसको मारना तो ऑब्वियसली बहुत गंदी बात है, ये तो तुम मानोगे जब तुम्हारा किंग बी फाइल पे है, रुक B1 इमीडिएट आके खत्म हो जाएगा। तो इस पोजीशन में व्हाइट ने सोचा कि वो बिशप B6 खेलेगा तो मैं A4 खेल लूंगा, A5 आइडिया, या अब नाइट A4 खेल लूंगा, ऐसा कुछ सोचा। नाउ ब्लैक प्लेड अ वेरी गुड मूव हेयर, बिशप टू G4 अटैकिंग द क्वीन। ऐसी चाल को क्या बोलते हैं ऑडियंस, कैन यू राइट इन द चैट? इधर पीस मर रहा है मेरा, लेकिन मैंने इसको बचाया ही नहीं। मैंने पहले ऐसी एक चाल चली विच इज अटैकिंग योर क्वीन, तो आपको पहले क्वीन बचाना पड़ेगा, यू कांट कैप्चर माय बिशप। व्हाट आर सच मूव्स कॉल्ड एज? मैंने पढ़ाया तुम्हें यार। यस 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 शार्वी, यू आर राइट। अनुज, यू आर राइट, अनुज चोमल, यस, बट यू हैव टू टेल मी द नेम। अनुज, शार्वी ने नेम लिखा है केवल। आई हैव टॉट यू गाइस, जो भी मेरे स्टूडेंट्स हैं यहाँ पे, वेदांत है, ओजल है, आई हैव टॉट यू दिस मूव। इस मूव का एक नाम होता है, ऐसी चालों का एक चैप्टर है मिडिल गेम में, चैप्टर। श्रेया इज ऑल्सो हेयर। वेदांत, कम ऑन, काउंटर अटैक, नो, भूल गए यार तुम लोग, एक चैप्टर है मिडिल गेम का, अजीब सा नाम नहीं था, इफ यू रिमेम्बर, कि पहले चेक दे दो बीच में, वो कुछ कुछ कर रहा है, चेक आ गई, वेटिंग मूव, नो, जेड से नाम है कुछ तो भी, जेड से। यस ओजल, नाउ यू फाइनली गॉट इट, जेड से कुछ तो नाम था, मिडिल गेम चैप्टर्स में पढ़ा था हमने, स्विस, ऐसा कुछ याद आ रहा है किसी को? स्विस, यस श्रेया, अब याद आया आपको, स्विस चेनजुग इज द नेम। मैं चैट पे लिखता हूँ फॉर पीपल हु डोंट नो। यस वेदांत काले, अब याद आ गया आपको, एवरीवन पे जाना है, स्विस चेनजुग। अरे यार ये तो आरब को चला गया, ये क्या चक्कर है, एवरीवन पे जा भाई, स्विस चेनजुग, हाँ अब ठीक है, स्विस चेनजुग। तो स्विस चेनजुग is basically a technical word, basically means that we are playing in between move, intermediate move, सरप्राइज मूव, हमने चेक दे दिया, क्वीन अटैक कर दिया, इस तरह का है। तो अर्जुन इज आस्किंग इज दिस अ चाइनीज नेम? नो नो नो, इट इज नॉट चाइनीज, आई थिंक आप गूगल करो, मैं तो भूल गया। स्विस चेनजुग, आई थिंक इट इज अ जर्मन वर्ड, एक बार कोई गूगल करके बता देना भाई, स्विस चेनजुग, व्हाट इज दिस, विच कंट्री ओरिजिन? तो अभी चाइनीज तो नहीं है, जर्मन ही है, राइट, ओके। तो नाउ B4 was played, bishop to G4 was played over here, and queen B1 was played by white here, queen to B1. So in this position, if you play queen D2, which is better, the game might continue knight to C4, queen D3, knight B2, and queen A6. With slight better position for white, still white can have slight better position. So queen B1 is not too accurate, and now bishop D4 was played. You know, he got the idea to pin the knight, capture the knight, or whatever. Bishop D4. So queen D2 would have controlled D4. That is the difference. And now white has got knight a4, computer move. Still, it says that it is a good move, knight a4. Still, he is saying that give the rook, take this bishop. This is a very danger bishop. So the game might continue knight a4, bishop into, queen into, knight to c4 and knight c5 with equal position. Actually, white has given the exchange, but in return he has get rid of the very danger bishop, and the knight is come to a very amazing square. Knight has landed on the amazing square with double pawn as well. So it says that it's almost equal now. There is enough compensation with white. But then coming to this position, it's a very difficult move. It's a computer kind of a move only. In real game, it's tough to find. Queen b3 was played by white here. And from here on, my dear friends, Mr. Gossip, some Atma, some soul entered in him. There is the only explanation of the way he played now. This is the only explanation. अब उसमें कोई आत्मा आ गई. अब तक उसने इतनी थोड़ी बहुत गंदी गंदी चालें चली है मिस्टर गॉसिप. वैसे भी एक किंग ऑफ गोल्डन स्पूनेस्ट उन्हें कहा जाता है. हर टूर्नामेंट में, स्ट्रॉन्ग टूर्नामेंट में लास्ट आने का इनका ही रिकॉर्ड रहा हुआ है. मैक्सिमम टाइम्स ही हैज कम लास्ट. लेकिन यहाँ से जो इन्होंने गेम खेला, विच इज अनबिलीवेबल, एंड देयर इज रियली नो लॉजिकल एक्सप्लेनेशन कि इनमें कोई आत्मा आई है, कंफर्म आत्मा आई है किसी. तो ऑडियंस, आपकी बारी आई है. पोल आप करना पड़ेगा इस पोजीशन में. व्हाट इज द बेस्ट मूव ऑफ ब्लैक? एंड लेट्स सी द पोल. What is the best move for black? A, h5, B, king a8, C, queen to g5, or is it D, knight f3 check? h5, king a8, queen g5, or knight f3 check? These are the four options. Please participate. Mm-hmm. 63% of the students right now are going for knight to f3 check, because I told you that it is a spectacular move, and therefore people think, let us do sacrifice. Okay. 40% are saying h5, and the correct answer is, of course, pawn to h5. You might not get much in knight f3 actually. So now rook b1 was played by white over here, completely oblivious, completely, not having any idea of what is going to happen on the king side. Rook a b1 was played here. And now Mr. Stenitz, the world champion, writes the initiation of a masterly combination, 8 moves deep. So rook a b1, h4 was played by white, by black, h4. And now let's see what happens in the game. I'll show you analysis little later. Bishop h4, check. Oh my. If you play king h1, then knight into bishop. Knight into bishop. Okay, Arav. Right. So in this position, knight f3. If you play king h1, then simple knight into h4 piece up. So after pawn into, bishop into f3 is a check now. Is it a mate or not, guys? What can white do here?
Sir, it's a checkmate.
Bishop g2, if you play, I simply capture it. So what is the best move? Bishop g3 was played by white here. Yes, bishop g3. And now, can you believe? Queen g3 check was played by Mr. Gossip. Out of nowhere, some soul entered in him. And after pawn g3, rook g3 was played here. The f2 pawn is pinned. Can you believe? Oh my! And after king h2, Mr. Gossip did not stop here and he captured bishop f2. And he said, you do whatever. I am going rook h8 checkmate. If you are not the son of Rajnikant, try to stop this checkmate if you can. Can you believe the game? Out of nowhere, in just 3 moves, the dimension of the game has changed completely. Bishop f2, what kind of move is this? Simply attack, trying to support the rook g3 and rook h8 is the idea. No check, nothing doing. Queen and rook and knight are so away as if कल रात को इनकी king और queen की लड़ाई हुई थी कि यार कल तुम अपना ध्यान अपने आप रखना, मैं जा रही हूँ दूर तुमसे, तुम देख लेना जो करना हो. क्वीन अच्छी खासी इधर थी, यहाँ गई, इधर गई और इधर और आ गई, जिससे कि बैक रैंक पे भी कोई डिफेंड करने गलती से आ ना जाऊं मैं. बताओ कैसी क्वीन है यार ये. थैंकफुली हमारी लाइफ में ऐसी क्वीन नहीं मिलती हमें. So now bishop h3 was played by white. He thought maybe I can now defend, but black is very ruthless. He played rook h3 here. Can you believe, my dear friend? So after king h3 and rook h8 is thank you very much. It's a beautiful checkmate. So the power, I have given the name of the game. Today's game is power of bishops. King side attack, power of bishops. Look at the power of bishops, my dear friend. So Stenitz wrote, one of the finest specimen of sacrificing play on record, Mr. Gossip deserves the highest praise for the ingenuity and depth of combination which he displayed in this game. I hope you guys enjoyed. But of course, I will show you some of the variations. Okay, in this position, instead of rook b1, let's say if you play pawn to b5, then what happened in the world? It's a clear win for black in all variation now. So pawn b5, c5, knight d5, h4, bishop into pawn into. आदमी की इज्जत बना के रखी है. Knight e3.
ये तो चूतिया आदमी है, बोले इसकी फिर मेरी बात खराब करा देगा. बोले इसकी बोले घर वाली.
So after knight e3, e4, rook a c1, bishop to f3, g3, and queen after pawn into and queen h6. Now this knight is pinned, this bishop is doing amazing work over here. So let's look at the other options what he has. Maybe you can try bishop e5 over here. So after bishop e5, simple fe5, and it's a clear win for black. So in this position, there is no kind of defense, which probably can be, applied by white. What else can be there? Maybe one move can be h4, I think. This was what I was thinking when I saw this game. What happens on h4? Because I want to stop black playing h4. So what do we do here? So bishop f3, king to h2. Bishop f3 is amazing idea. Check. King to g1. And now knight f2, my dear friends. Bishop f2. And can you spot the move now, audience? Can you write in the chat what is the best move of black in this position? Although it did not happen in the game. Queen g2, what a nice audience. What a nice audience, Mr. Vedant, Mr. Sai Jaswant, Mr. Arav Jain, Rimjim. Wow, Sharvi, Queen g2 is the move here. Amazing. Well done. Oh my, look at the power of bishops. And thank you very much. Well played. It's checkmate. So this is all about the idea in this position. And after rook b1, h4, In this position, if you play bishop f4 instead of bishop into pawn, which was played in the game, now I'll tell you how the mate will happen. Knight f3 check, because if you don't capture the knight, even is simple. And pawn into bishop g3, hg3, queen to g3. And that's all over. So bishop is so deadly on this diagonal. That was what I was telling you so many times. You should try to play knight a4 and ask the bishop to move from this diagonal. This diagonal is very dangerous. Okay, so I hope guys you enjoyed this game. If you really enjoyed, please write in chat. Very nice attacking game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amazing game. Awesome game. It is amazing. Wow. Attacking game. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Now let's take this move of the day. This is Polyagevsky versus Nesmedinov. Nesmedinov in Sochi 1958. Now, Nesmedinov was a very attacking player. Very few people know about him. He was a very attacking player, just like Mikhail Tal. And let me tell you, he was in the team of Mikhail Tal. He was a second to Mikhail Tal in all Tal's World Championship matches. एक second होता है. Second का concept होता है बेटा. तो second क्या होता है? जो World Championship को assist करते हैं, पूरा उनकी analysis करते हैं, कोई भी position कब आई पिछले कई सालों में, कौन से गेम में, ये सब उसको बताते हैं, हेल्प करते हैं प्रिपरेशन में. तो सेकंड होता है और सेकंड के बाद में पूरी टीम होती है. तो Nesmedinov was a second to Mikhail Tal and he was in his team for many years in various world championship events. Mikhail Tal के बारे में आपको पता ही होगा. He was a world champion although for 1 year only, but he was a very attacking player. तो Nesmedinov भी बहुत जबरदस्त attacking player था और ये पोजीशन आई है 1958 सोची में between Polyagevsky and Nesmedinov. अभी ब्लैक की चाल है. तो यहाँ पे जैसा कि मैं आपको पता ही होगा, वी आर डूइंग मोस्ट अमेजिंग मूव्स, जो मैंने थोड़ा बहुत लगता है कि इस पोजीशन में बहुत जबरदस्त चाल चली गई है ब्लैक की तरफ से. व्हाट इज द ब्लैक्स अमेजिंग मूव व्हिच वाज प्लेड इन द गेम. और अब आएगा आपके सामने पोल. अमेजिंग मूव का पोल आ गया है. सो व्हाट मूव डिड ब्लैक प्ले हियर. बिशप इनटू f4 चेक, queen into h1, queen into g3 check, or is it D, any other spectacular idea. कुछ और है, मेरे बस का नहीं है, कुछ और है. Any other spectacular idea. Bishop f4, queen h1, queen g3, or is it any other spectacular idea. Sharvi is writing any other. Okay, so let's see the results of the poll. Okay, 50% of the audience is very smart, actually, very smart. 50% of the audience is saying any other idea. 10% queen g3, 20 are saying bishop f4, queen h1. Okay, Arav, what do you think, my dear Arav Jain?
Sir, I didn't get the spectacular move, but I go with the audience.
Okay, you will go with the audience, right? Well done. तो मूव मैं आपको बताता हूँ, आपको जान के आश्चर्य होगा, बहुत ज्यादा आश्चर्य होने वाला है. द मूव इज rook into f4. Can you believe this move? Rook into f4 was played in the game. My God. Amazing move. Outstanding, brilliant, outstanding move. So here, if you capture the rook first of all, which is very easy to calculate, then bishop to f4 check will win the game for black because queen is still on the board. So after knight to f4, knight into c2 check, queen c2 is forced, there is no square, and queen c2. So in fact, black was offering queen, but black got the queen, you know. So coming back, rook f4, gf4 is not correct. gf4, or I can show you one more variation in gf4 which I skipped over here. After bishop f4 check, if you play king d4 and you do not capture here, then what happened in the world? Then there is simple queen f2 check, and king to c3 is the only square, and queen c5 is checkmate. Well played. Nice to meet you. So coming back to rook f4, if you capture by knight f4, then queen g3 check is simplest and the easiest way to win. Very simple. King e2, bishop f4. It is easiest way to win. So coming back to original position, my dear friends, rook f4 was played in the game, and of course rook h2 was played in the game, which is the best defense, no doubt about it. There is no idea in capturing the rook when queen is on offer, and as it is the best defense. Now, audience, can you spot the move played by black here? Can you write in the chat how to go forward the attack, how to carry the attack forward? If you can write only two moves from here, you are genius. Only two moves from here. So rook f3 check is written by various people, which is correct. There is a check by bishop as well, rook as well. So king d2 cannot come. King to d4 is the only move. Now can you write the move? Now is the best move according to me. Amazing move here. There is no checkmate as such, but an amazing move you have to find here. I mean, this is the move for which rook f4 is brilliant. So this guy had this move in mind. That is why he sacrificed the queen on h2. c6, c5, knight c6, knight c5, knight into c2. Oh my god, audience. So you will be in for a pleasant surprise to know the move is bishop g7. Simple move. The bishop was under attack. He just put it on g7, and now there is a discovered check idea, and this diagonal is very dangerous. So this is one of the best positions I have seen, after a quite long amount of time. So I have given my queen completely free of cause. White has got queen, two rook. I have got two rook, three pieces, three pieces. Pure queen extra. But look at the white king, where it has come in. All square are block of the king. And this bishop is so dangerous. Bishop g7. Can you believe the move? Can you believe? Okay, Vedant is asking why not c5 is a checkmate. Okay, let me tell you. c5, there is a concept in chess which is called as n percent. If the pawn is pushing two square, the adjacent pawn, and if our pawn is on the fifth rank, he will capture like this. He'll do like this. And now if you think that knight to c6 is a checkmate, well, king will come to d5 because your knight has moved from b4. And if you feel that this is a checkmate, then you are mistaken because this square is open. So now if you do not do a mate here, trust me, his extra queen is going to punish you very badly for sure. And he's ready to give queen for a rook or even a bishop or even a knight. So it is not a mate, of course, and that is why bishop g7 is a very deadly move. Now it threatens a lot of things. I'll tell you what it threatens. So in this position, what can you do? For example, if you play a3, just time pass, I am going to tell you how mate happen in the world. So on a3, will you believe I am going to play pawn to b5? Will you believe me if I say? I will still not give you any check. My God. And now in this position, nobody in the world, including Mr. Rajnikant, I openly challenge him through the public media, public platform. Knight to c6 check is my idea. Can you stop this mate? Anyone in the world? Knight c6 is my idea. Can you stop this mate? So knight to c6, the knight is giving a check. This bishop will give a check, double check. And king to c4 is stopped by my pawn b5. So my main idea in this position is to do nothing but to simply play b5. That is my idea. And knight to c6 double checkmate is my idea. I have told you my idea. Look at the position of the queen, the rook, the bishops. What can you do in this position? So I'll tell you what did actually white played here. Knight f4 was played by the white. And now b5 was played by black. Knight f4, b5. Now how to go forward? Knight e6 was played in the game, and knight c6 is a checkmate. They shook hands. Okay, coming back, I can tell you one more variation, knight c3, which is a good move actually. Knight c3 is the best defense because it stops the b5 idea. But in that case, the move is a5. My God. So what's the idea of a5 now? How will you do mate a5? So a3 was, if you play a3, the best defense, c5 check, pawn into c6, and now pay attention, knight d3 is a check, knight d3, it's a check by the bishop. So after king to c4, b5 is a check, and now maybe a5, you might probably get the idea clear to protect our knight when this knight will capture b2 later on. So after king to b5, rook check. My God. If you play king into a5, I will show you that variation as well. Knight c6 check. And now knight c5 is a final checkmate. So this all was calculated by Mr. Gossip. Can you believe? Can you believe? Entire idea of checkmate was calculated by him. And he played these moves. So coming back to this position, if you play rook b8 check, king to c4, then the simple move here is knight into b2. Knight into, yeah, Arav, sorry, you are right. This entire calculation was done by Mr. Nesmet Dino. Gossip, तुम्हें पिछला game से confuse कर लिया. Nesmet Dino, right? Can you believe the idea? Knight b2 is final checkmate here. That is why we need a5, so that when knight b2 check comes over here, our knight should be protected if he does not capture the b5 pawn. So I hope, my dear friends, you like this idea and this amazing move of the day. And if you really like it, please write in the chat, did you like or not? Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, sir. Amazing. Awesome. It was mind-boggling. Thank you so much. Thank you, friend. Now, let's come to the homework which I gave you in your last puzzle. And thank you so much for nice responses. This time we got 6 correct answers, and we got around 8 or 9 the people who have responded. And I have already done the Google Pay 100 rupees prize to 3 students who were selected at random. And one of them is our volunteer for the day, who is looking very, very handsome, Arav Jain. Congratulations, Arav. Well done. You can speak, of course. You are the only one you can speak.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and the second person who was selected is Rimjim. She's also here. Well done, Rimjim. And third person was Mihira Khan. So 3 students have been given the prize for the last puzzle. The puzzle was very interesting. Construct a game such that black will play on his fifth move, rook to h1 checkmate, and it should not be a capture. It should not be a capture. ब्लैक अपनी 5वीं चाल में इस हाथी को h1 पे लाएगा और चेकमेट करेगा, और कैप्चर नहीं होना चाहिए. आप करो व्हाइट से जो करो, ब्लैक से जो करो, 5 चाल में ऐसा गेम बनाओ. तो इसका आंसर मैं आपको बताने जा रहा हूं. g4 h5, बिशप टू g2, h into g4, बिशप b7 तीसरी चाल, रुक h2 तीसरी चाल, knight to h3, bishop into, and now comes the only move to get checkmated, castle. कई लोगों को लगता है कैसल कैसे हो गया. अगर आपका हाथी पिट रहा है, कैसलिंग इज अलाउड. याद रखो न्यू कमर्स, कैसलिंग इज अलाउड. बीच के स्क्वायरों पे कंट्रोल नहीं आना चाहिए. इफ द रुक इज अंडर अटैक, वी कैन कैसल. और जैसे ही व्हाइट ने 5वीं चाल में कैसल किया और ब्लैक ने अपना पर्पस पूरा किया, रुक h1 is a checkmate with the support of the bishop. कैन यू बिलीव कैसे ये लोग चालें क्रिएटिविटी की होमवर्क लाते हैं, क्रिएटिविटी का आइडिया लगाते हैं। 5वीं चाल में रुक H1 वेट करो. So these homework test your creativity ideas, ingenious ideas basically. Okay, so now we are all set for the today's homework puzzle. मैं थोड़ा 5-7 मिनट ओवर एक्स्ट्रा हो गया आज, बट देन आपके साथ बहुत मजा आया. ऑडियंस वाज वेरी गुड टुडे. और ये है आपका होमवर्क क्वेश्चन. प्लीज टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट. चाहो तो आप यूट्यूब पे बार बार भी देख सकते हो. दिस इज अ क्लासिक पजल बाय कीम वार्नर. ये डेविड वार्नर का जरूर कोई बाप दादा रहा होगा रे, ऑस्ट्रेलिया का. कीम वार्नर. तो इन्होंने ये पजल लगाई है. हाँ, वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. अनुज इज आस्किंग मी सर हाउ टू सेंड आंसर. वेल डन. तो मैं आपको चैट पे लिखता हूँ. अनुज, यू हैव टू मेल योर आंसर्स टिल वेडनेसडे इवनिंग. वेडनेसडे की रात 12 बजे तक आप मेल कीजिए. और चेस विद गौरव बाकलीवाल @gmail.com. chess with Gaurav Bakliwal @gmail.com. इस पे आपको मेल करना है. यू कैन व्हाट्सएप मी एज वेल. अनुज, आपके पास शायद मेरा नंबर भी होगा, बट मेल करोगे तो अच्छा रहेगा. एंड प्लीज मेल योर जीपे नंबर्स एज वेल, गूगल पे नंबर्स एज वेल. क्वेश्चन क्या है? दिस इज अ केम वार्नर क्लासिक. ब्लैक की चाल है इस समय. ऑब्वियसली अगर आप में से कोई ये सोच रहा है कि चाल किसकी है, किसी ने मेरे से पूछा, तो इसका मतलब वो चेस नया नया चालू किया है. क्योंकि आप देख सकते हो द व्हाइट नाइट ऑन A2 इज गिविंग अ चेक ऑन द किंग ऑन C3. तो डेफिनेटली अभी ब्लैक की चाल है. डेफिनेटली. तो ब्लैक की चाल है इस समय. एंड अनुज सिंह आई डोंट हैव जीपे. चलो मैं आपको बैंक ट्रांसफर करूंगा, बट देन वो जब भी होगा जब आपका करेक्ट आंसर आएगा. राइट, तो आप आंसर कीजिए पहले. ओके, नाउ क्वेश्चन क्या है? अब यार ये क्वेश्चन खतरनाक है एक्चुअली. क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है व्हाइट ने अपनी आखिरी चाल क्या चली थी. यू जस्ट हैव टू राइट व्हाट वाज द लास्ट मूव ऑफ व्हाइट. व्हाइट ने अपनी लास्ट मूव क्या चली है, ये बताना है आपको. तो ऑब्वियसली आप बोलोगे यार ये क्या बड़ी बात है, नाइट B4 पे था और उसको यहाँ ले आया, तभी तो वो चेक दिया है. नहीं तो ये नाइट आया कहाँ से? नाइट तो आया है, नहीं तो चेक कहाँ से आई? तो अगर वो नाइट B4 से आया है, तो आपका जो मेन होमवर्क है जो आपको बताना है, व्हाट डिड ब्लैक प्ले एक चाल पहले. ये ब्लैक का राजा कैसे आ गया यहाँ पर? अकेला राजा है. अगर ये D3 से आया तो B4 और B2 दोनों नाइट से अटैक हो रहा था. ये राजा है कि रजनीकांत है? D3 पे आया कैसे दो की चेकों में? अगर ये C4 से आया तो ये पॉन और घोड़ा दोनों से कैसे अटैक हो रहा था उससे पहले? हाउ डिड द राजा कम ऑन C3? मेन क्वेश्चन आपका ये है. व्हाइट ने एक चाल पहले क्या किया, उससे पहले ब्लैक ने एक चाल पहले क्या किया. इन अदर वर्ड्स ये पोजीशन बोर्ड पे आई कैसे? हाउ कैन दिस पोजीशन अकर ऑन द बोर्ड? ये आपका होमवर्क क्वेश्चन है. यू कैन ऑफ कोर्स रीड इट अगेन, सी इट अगेन. यूट्यूब पे ये वीडियो लाइव रहेगा ही, थोड़े मतलब हमेशा रहेगा. क्वेश्चन क्लियर है गाइस? आर यू क्लियर? कैन यू राइट इन चैट? इज इट ओके? ओके, प्लीज आप मेल कीजिए. एंड आई वुड लाइक टू टेल वन मोर थिंग. याद आ गया मुझे. अगला सेशन जो है चेस विद गौरव बाकलीवाल सीजन 2 6th सेशन, it will not be on next Saturday. अगला सैटरडे ऑफ है, बच्चों के बहुत एग्जाम्स वगैरह हैं. हम मिलेंगे सीधा 12th of March. नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट वीकेंड होगा हमारा अगला सेशन. सेम टाइम 7 PM. सेशन नंबर 6 12th March. प्लीज डोंट फॉरगेट. अगला सैटरडे ऑफ है. 4 सैटरडे हमने लगातार किए. प्लीज एंजॉय. ओके, होमवर्क क्लियर है, सब कुछ क्लियर है. एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज राइट इन चैट, एल्स वी स्टॉप फॉर द डे टुडे. आरव,
Yes, sir.
मजा आया क्या भाई? यू वांट टू से समथिंग? आरव, लेट्स हियर फ्रॉम हिम.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, dear Gaurav sir, to give me this opportunity to volunteer the event. I enjoyed it very much, and it was a great fun to interact with you as well as the lovely audience. It really gave me a nice platform to learn chess with you as well as to remove the fear of speaking in public platforms. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Well done, Arav. Well done. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Arav. Yes, Aradhya. Yes. You are the volunteer for the 12th March session. Yes, of course. Yes. Okay, guys, can we stop here? Please mail your answers. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye everyone. Bye.